Hello everybody, if you think about getting dreads or if you're about to get your starter looks and you don't know what to expect, this is the video for you. So if you're interested in that video, please stay tuned. Thank you. First things first is that you probably won't like them. And that's something that I had to find out personally. Cause when I got mine I didn't like them, reason being because they didn't look presentable. Yeah. They didn't look presentable, they were brittle, and they were just really short. So I was like, dude, everybody who has dreads has like really long dreads. I was thinking about everyone else. I was like, wait, people have dreads, their dreads are really long, their dreads look really cool, but mine looked all types of whack. And I was demotivated. But I eventually looked at it as that I had started over, because before I was in the, short hair regime where, I was just growing whatever hair I could grow and then I was cutting it off and then just repeating that process. So then, yeah, but then now, since I have dreads, I had to look at it differently. I had to look at it like, okay, there's no cutting it off anymore. It's just growing it out. So what do I have to do so that it doesn't look like this forever? So I had to look for ways for my hair to look better. I had to look for ways for me to get used to having dreads. I had to find out, is it gonna be like this forever? I was scared. I was scared. Keep in mind, I was like, wait, is it gonna look like this forever? This does not look good. I was scared. But over time, it started to look fine, and it started to, nap a little more, get a little softer, all that. And then I realized that I was just blowing things out of proportion. So yeah, keep that in mind that you might not like them at first, but don't worry because it's only gonna be for like a really short period of time or longer depending on you. But I advise that you actually actively work towards knowing that your hair is part of you and you have to accept that now you have dreads and you're going to look good. Like, you have to accept that you're going to look fine as hell in your dreads. So until you accept that, you probably won't like them. But when you do like them, when you do finally accept that I'm gonna look good in these, however possible, then trust me, you will start to notice that your hair does look better and it starts to feel better and the whole process just gets easier. So yeah, that's the first thing to know. Alright, so the second thing is that your hair is probably going to be like a sponge. It's gonna be like a sponge because as you grow your hair out, it only starts to retain more water, especially if it's like tied up or locked like we have. So yeah, you're gonna have to keep an eye out for that. I didn't know it at the beginning because I was like, well, I have short hair, so I can just like do a little scrub and I'm done. That was me. But then eventually, as my hair started growing, I started noticing that I had to take a little more time into drying my hair because I used to at some point I was moisturizing a lot. I was moisturizing almost every morning. So then I noticed that I had to take my towel and wipe at least twice or 3 times. At first it was only once. But the number grew because I started noticing that with the regime that I was doing, water was still running down the sides of my head and the front of my head at some point. Even when I was trying to dress up, I would notice that I still had to go back to the bathroom and dry my hair a little bit more and then come back and continue what I was doing. But then I didn't know that it was gonna be how it was in the beginning. So this is something you're gonna have to keep an eye out for because your hair is going to retain more water over time. So if it does that, yeah, you're gonna have to dry it a little more and also pay attention to the fact that your hair could also break while you're drying it. So I advise that you get a microfiber towel to help you with that because they don't really, get caught up in your hair strands and all that. But they do dry your hair really efficient. Alright, so the third thing is you're gonna have to treat your hair like a game. Like a game. Why like a game? Well, because when you're playing a game, as you play it, you gain new abilities over time. You gain new skills over time. And keep in mind, the whole time you're covering ground, so you're moving further and further away from your starting position most of the times. So in that situation, if you were to equate that to like growing your hair, it's like you start at a base point where you don't like your hair. You start at a base point where it's probably really short, really brittle, or that you don't really think it's gonna. You don't really see why having dreads is cool at that point. You're like, you know. But as you grow your hair, you start to notice that it's growing a little healthier than you expected it to grow. One, two. Now you're like, wait, I can do some styles that I couldn't do when I had my base form, which is really cool. It's like gaining a new ability in the game, like God of War. Like that's really the coolest thing you can do it in a game, like gaining a new ability. But yeah, you gain that ability. You're able to grow your hair, or in the game, you're able to grow your skill set. Yeah. I think that's what it's called. It differs from game to game, but then I basically call it a skill set. So you're able to grow that skill set in the game. In real life, you're able to grow your hair and be able to do more styles, feel different things. At first, for me, it was feeling my hair tickle the sides of my head. That was crazy. I thought there was something on my head at first. I was kind of scared, but it was really exciting to find out that it was actually my hair. And then eventually, this other day, I felt it on my ear, and it was really nice. It felt like I actually unlocked a new skill in my life. And trust me, once you start equating your hair growth journey to like playing a game, you start to see that the more time you invest in like growing your hair is pretty much the same as you investing time in like playing a game, so you can like get better at it. So yeah, it's the same thing. In that situation, treat your hair like a game, always. Like, don't give up on the game. Like, there's some people who actually do that, and they just leave the game on the shelf for like months on end, and they're like, you know what, fuck it. But don't do that. Like, you just, you know, grow your hair, love your hair growth process, and eventually you're gonna be able to see that, wait, having dreads is really cool. And then yeah, so I really hope that you enjoy your hair growth process, and if you have somebody who's thinking about getting dreads, well, tell them, yo, get those things. It's really fun. But anyways, thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to watching and making a little more videos with you guys over time. Goodbye.